In this video, I'm going to walk you through the workflow on the sales side. So when a lead comes in, you would get a notification right here in the top right-hand corner at that bell icon. And you can actually see that because it's going to actually light up and it's going to display the number of notifications that you have. We're also able to get you notifications via email as well as text message. If you have data plans set up within the system, we could show you how to do that if you don't currently have data plans set up within the system. So when that lead comes in, you can actually click there and access that notification, which will have the actual link to that lead. Or you can click into here, go to Sales, CRM, and under CRM, you'll actually be able to see all the different leads that you have. So I can go in, click on that lead, open it up, and once I'm in that record, I'm ready to actually make the phone call and begin the process. So the first thing I'm probably going to do is go in here and place a call to that prospect. I'll find the phone number right here, and I can then go and log the disposition of the outcome of that lead by actually going and clicking on call an appointment. So if I reach them, I'm going to come over here, and the whole, of course, the first goal is to book them to an appointment. So if I book them to an appointment, I can then come in, I can place that appointment. I can say what specific day. So let's say I'm going to place them for the 25th at 9 a.m. And then I can even go in here and I can assign it to a particular rep as well. So I might come in here and mark it for Joe. Joe's going to be our rep. Now, if I wanted to check the availability prior to booking that appointment, I could have clicked on this link right here, and that's actually going to launch a calendar, which then I can actually go in and I can filter down and see for a particular user what their day looks like. So I want to make sure that I can go and see that Joe is going to be okay on that day. So I can check his calendar and look and see, okay, Joe at 9 a.m. Perfect. So I'm going to block that off. So now that's here in the system. Now, if I didn't reach them, I would then want to go in here, and instead of marking this as set, I'm actually going to use this left-hand side, and I can use this to go and mark certain dispositions. So for example, I might mark them as call attempt 1, no answer. And if I don't get them on call attempt 1, no answer, this can be a trigger for an email or text message to go out right behind them with a specific templated message. A lot of times we'll use this to, try to engage them to schedule an appointment through our web scheduler link or to call the office. So I could have done that, but in this situation, we're going to walk through initially with setting an appointment. So now when I actually come in here and I hit save, this is going to transition from a lead to an opportunity. And generally, that's where it's going to stay until we ultimately get agreement that they're ready to move forward and sign a contract as a customer. But when I hit save and stay, you'll notice that on the left-hand side, additional opportunities showed up with regard to different functionality. So there's different links here. So some of the things that might be relevant at this stage would be one, going and seeing if they've uploaded their utility bills. And a lot of the times what we'll actually do is we'll use an automation workflow that when I mark this as set, it automatically sends them an appointment confirmation email. And in that appointment confirmation email, we like to include a link and ask them to upload their utility bills prior to the appointment so we can properly prepare for the appointment. When they do that, this would then transition to utility bills received. It could notify Joe or whoever's supposed to be notified that the utility bills are in there. So now they can go in and they can actually create that proposal. So let's say, for example, they've uploaded the utility bills. When they do that, those utility bills are going to appear right here under attachments and we'll be able to see them. We can access those utility bills, go in, and then we can actually create a proposal for them. So I might come in here, say proposal, add. It's going to automatically load that address. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select, is this going to be a roof mount, ground mount? I'm going to say roof, select. And this is where we can actually go in, we can create that proposal, I can pull up those utility bills, and I can enter in their usage right here. So I might say they're using 1,000 kilowatts per month on each of these respective months, and then it would populate throughout the system. In addition, we can help you get all this set up, but we can also show you in a different video how to configure your proposal so we can have default utility rates for a particular area, default rate escalators that you want to use, default price per watts that we want to use, so that everything is set up and that it's not creating, this exact proposal from scratch. In addition, if this is going to be something that's a commercial proposal, we can actually include a different template that is geared more towards commercial, and you can also even go here and you can click to add depreciation as well. So now I'm going to hit save. It's going to populate throughout the system with that information. And I can start kind of going through the proposal, make sure that everything's good the way that I want it for their presentation when I meet with them on the 25th at 9. So this is actually kind of neat too. This would be stuff that we can actually go in and we can say, hey, we're also going to present them with options for, some of our energy efficiency upgrade packages, like an LED bulb package or a smart thermostat package. And you can see that it changed the offset. That's also programmable. But when I get here, I can actually go and click Edit Array. And I can see that currently we're at like a 74% offset. Now, and that's using 20 panels that are 300 watt panels. Now, if I actually were to go and change the wattage of panels, so let's say we were using the new Q-Cell 400 watt panels, we can see that we're going to come in right here at 99% with 20 panels. Or maybe we have additional room and we want to use a lesser wattage panel, but we want to increase the quantity of panels. So I can go in here and bump this up a little bit. So I see that 27 panels would also get us right there to that 99, 100%. I'm going to go ahead and hit save. And then using our solar designer tool, you can actually go and you could draw out the whole roof, or you can upload a picture if you have a drawing from a different design tool. Or we have actually our basic designer, which comes with the system. With that, this is not necessarily as advanced of a designer, but this is, something that you can go in and you can give them an idea of what you would be looking at. So maybe you want to go ahead and place it, for example, on the south facing side of that roof. Perfect. So now I can come in, I'm going to say 27. I'm going to say auto render panels. Set the pitch. And again, our full designer does a little bit more. So I can see in this specific example, I'm not necessarily getting all 27 panels in there. I'm actually only able to place 15 of the 27 that we had. So in this particular example, maybe I want to go into a second array, or I actually want to go and increase the wattage per panel so that I can help them obtain the target offset. But in this example, I'm just going to kind of show this. I can go do it like that, and then I can hit save. And when I hit save, we'll actually pull down that design image and pull that into the proposal. So now that's actually in there, and I can see again, this is just an example, so I'm not going through, actually creating the second array. But if I wanted to, I can actually draw an additional area. I can say create new area, and then I can go and carve that out on this side of the roof. But now that we've had that and that's in there, you can see it carries over into the proposal. And this is meant more or less the basic one to just kind of show them and give them an idea of what we're thinking in terms of where we would put these panels. This would also pull over all the other information. You can see. And then when we scroll down, we can include all of the different lending options, all your different financing programs. And this would automatically calculate based off of that. So if I were to go and say, dividend tenure, it's going to run the numbers for that. If I say dividend, or loan pal tenure, then it's going to run the numbers for that. This would pull in any dealer fees. If we wanted to include price per watt, we can. Some companies choose not to, just because then we end up in issues where sometimes people become very hyper-focused on the price per watt versus the quality of the equipment being used or the workmanship. So this is an option if we want to display this or not display this. We're also able to include any additional incentives that are in your area. Of course, we automatically populate the government national incentive, but we can also include any state or local incentives that you have. We can even model SRACs within the system. But as we scroll down, this is going to show them additional information, and there's lots of different templates we have with this particular proposal. So, this would be something that we can help you get all sorted out. And again, we'll cover this in a different video. But when they get down to the very end, we can actually have your contract templates built right into the system, and all you have to do is click Accept Proposal, and it would pull them in for e-signing so they can e-sign that contract. Now, if they click Request Revision, this would actually prompt them to enter what they want revised and notify the respective sales rep, or they can decline, and if they decline, we would then notify the rep as well that this proposal has been declined, which would then prompt them to reach out to see what went wrong and see what they can do to win the deal. So now just jumping back into the system, we can then go out, we can present to them. Some companies are using this to actually present in person or virtually. And if you're presenting virtually, generally what you're going to do is walk them through this, walk them through the whole proposal in a Google Meet or a screen sharing session, and then you can send that to them very easily just by simply going right here. If we scroll over here to the left, I can click here and I can send that to them. So they'll actually receive that and I can track that action to see how that goes. Now jumping back into their actual record, if I'm out there, there's things that I might want to do. So one of our big things that we like to do is operate as efficiently as possible. And to do that, what we recommend doing is actually building out intake forms that your reps can complete while they're out there at the property on the initial visit. And this can save you additional trips and help you gather preliminary information up front. So here, if we click into forms, I can say add, and this might be a default form that you've already created, for example, like a form that you would like for them to complete. In this form, maybe you want them to go ahead and take a picture of the meter. You want them to capture the meter number, maybe a picture of the breaker, the brand of the breaker. And this can be anything you want. We can have all types of information in here, but we're big fans of capturing all the information on the first visit. That way, even if the appointment doesn't convert right then, but converts later, that you have the information and you don't need to go back out there for a second time. Anything that's entered in here as an attachment is automatically going to populate down here as an attachment as well. And this is going to help you so that you have everything you need right there and accessible anywhere you are. Now, when I actually go and sell and close this position, I can go in here and I can mark this as pending sale. And maybe I want to mark it as pending sale initially so that the office is aware of it. But then as we go and we finish up the paperwork, get them approved for financing, and it's actually finalized, then we would want to come in here and actually move that down here to sold. Moving it to sold and hitting save is going to convert that over into a customer record. So now this would create them as a customer. We're going to now know that they've transitioned from an opportunity to a customer and the deal has been closed. And then this is actually going to go and allow for you to create a job and kick off the production side of this. So here, now we're creating a work order or a job order. And then here, we can actually start marking information pertaining to that. I'm going to cover this part in the next video, but I wanted to cover this just to give you a brief idea of how to use the workflow on the sales side.